Well, on the boys' side with Class A, hats off to Millard North, first back-to-back champions in Class A since the Great Central run that ended in 2013. Mustangs finished the season beating Bellevue West 67-57 in the final. David Harmon ended up with 28 points, including the punctuation slam dunk to cap the game. Just a solid 3-year run for Jason Green, who played with the three greats from last year and then left his own mark this year. I thought he was a tremendous leader. This was his team, and he got them to the finish line, and you know, how can you not help but root for Tim Cannon? So all those misses with Brian through the years, and at Millard North, he comes away with the past 2 titles.
Right. Probably 2 of the best coaches in the state in that final again, and Doug Woodard and Tim Cannon. And you mentioned Jason Green. I think Creighton fans are really going to like him because I thought he looked bigger this year to me. He looked like he was, quote unquote, the guy. He realized that since Salis and St. Thomas had moved on. As you mentioned, David Harmon really stepped up, and man, they went through that in the second half against Bellevue West. They just really stepped it up another notch. T-Birds couldn't quite stay with them, but props to Millard North for getting it done. You mentioned Tim Cannon, 2 in a row for him.
Turning over to the boys' side on our wrap-up of the 4 smallest classes, Ashland Greenwood got done, 27-1. Evan Shepard, one of the classic shots of state tourney lore. It will become a 3-pointer on a kickout from Cale Jacobson just before the buzzer, 36-33 over 3-time champion Auburn. Again, it was a grinder of a game. Auburn will do that to every single team. And Ashland Greenwood, after being down in the first half, took a 7-point lead, only for Auburn to tie it. And yes, the game would have gone to overtime had that shot not gone in, but Evan Shepard will go down as a hero in the 2 communities forever with that first title. Their one loss was to Roncalli in overtime.
That's saying something. And, you know, props to Jacobson. He had probably at least 3 or 4 Auburn guys all over him. As good a player as he was, he would have really had to force that last shot, and he was unselfish enough, found the open kid in the corner, and the kid buried it. So, like you said, kid's gonna be a legend around Ashland Greenwood forever.
Well, both of them will be. Both faith and trust. That's what they talked about after the game. You mentioned Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family, the boys Bulldogs, just with 1 loss during the regular season, won their 3rd title with the Schutz brothers, Jason and Jacob, in 4 years. This time it was a 1-pointer over Grand Island Central Catholic, the defending champion. You know, again, another gritty game. Marcus Lowry had a 26-point game for GICC in that one. Not quite enough as the Bulldogs prevailed. In D1, North Platte St. Pat's, first title in 94 years for the Irish, since Class D in 1928. They beat Loomis 65-57. One of the better played games of the state finals, and you know, hats off to the Irish. It's St. Patty's week after all. And D2, Lincoln Parkview, kind of like Fremont, took the step every year and went to the pinnacle this year. Beat O'Neill St. Mary 64-48 in the final. Parkview also took care of their nemesis, Fall City Sacred Heart, in the semis. So the Patriots are state champions, and that's our rundown. Millard North in A, Roncalli in B, Ashland Greenwood in C1, Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family in C2, North Platte St. Pat's in D1, and Lincoln Parkview in D2.